Hey everyone, and welcome to Beyond the Console podcast. I am your host, Trent, aka Loki in the gaming world, or OT Loki if you're part of Overtake Sector. Today I'm having the first Overtake Sector guest, as in OT LordRogue. He is a content creator for Overtake, and today we are going to learn about where he started from content creating to what games inspired him or who inspired him to start content creating, and where did he start from, whether it was PC, console, or IRL. Like, we're going to learn about LordRogue and actually get an interesting perspective interview about a new member. So I am excited for this. This is the first interview episode I've done in quite some time, and it is going to be a very fun one, I should say. And as of last Tuesday, I did sign the contract with Overtake Sector. So now I am a member, or should I say a content creator for Overtake Sector. So if you guys do not mind, head on over to Twitter, or X as a lot of people call it, and drop Overtake Sector HQ a follow, and drop Overtake Sector a follow. Be sure to mention my name, tell them I sent you, and show some love. If you guys are interested in joining an org that is esports and that is content created friendly, please head on over to their Twitter, find their Discord link, join, and try out for the esports and apply for the content creation. We are looking for new members and new teams. So hope you all enjoy this podcast. I hope you all take pride into where you start from, because one day this could be you. So much respect, love y'all, and like I said, enjoy. Peace. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Beyond the Console podcast. I am your host, Loki, also known as Trent by real name. And today's special guest is LordRogue from Overtake Sector.
Good afternoon.
How we doing, buddy?
Just getting off of a 10-hour shift.
Oof. I feel that. I work a 9. So I definitely feel that. First time actually meeting you one-on-one, rather through Discord and all that. So that's kind of cool for me.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool people in that team. So
yeah. So tell me a little about you, man. Where did the name LordRogue come from?
Well, Rogue's always been there. Because I've never done anything. Don't like people telling me what to do. You know,
I feel that.
Like, I don't want to say I don't like rules, but like I don't follow them.
Sometimes I forget who said it, but sometimes rules are meant to be broken.
They indeed are.
Yeah, I chose my name, and a lot of people know it just because I am huge into different mythologies, and I am very goofy, very tricksterish. So Loki, god of trickster, so had to go with it. Matches my personality. So.
Oh, for sure.
Where'd you what inspired you to start streaming, man?
I was just in a house alone, I guess. When I first started, I started on this site called Caffeine TV.
Wow, and I don't even think I've heard of that one.
They are no longer in business or anything.
I take it was
active.
I take it was that like prerequisition to Twitch?
Caffeine's when I fully started more so into streaming when I got my PC. I did make a Twitch account like a year and a half before that and was streaming off of a PS3 or a PS4.
Okay.
But I always, once, and obviously it was Fortnite, once the streaming became more mainstream, I knew that a PC was one of the smarter ways to go.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that because I started out. I'm a Xbox guy, but I originally started out with a PS2 as well. So I swing both ways in the gaming world as well as PC and Switch. So I've got it all. But I definitely agree that for most people who view this podcast or listen to it, if you're gonna start streaming, you're gonna want to get a PC as well. And it's not just for the stream, but you can get Xbox and PlayStation games on PC through Steam and Game Pass. So it's a better, how would you say, it's a better solution to a minor problem that you don't have to really upgrade a console every 5 years. You can upgrade your PC whenever. So
Yeah, or until it just stops working.
yep. What game got you into streaming? Like, what was your number one game to start streaming out with?
That was Fortnite.
Was it Fortnite?
Yeah, it was Fortnite.
I think that's been like everyone who I stream with or everyone who I talk to. That was like their first game to start streaming with. But
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. It was very popular, so. But that's about the same era or same time as Hearthstone when I got into streaming, because I play a lot of Hearthstone, and I've got a lot of money wrapped up into that game. Don't ask why, but
Hey, everyone has a lot of money wrapped into all different games.
oh, for sure.
I mean, I don't, but
Now, did you play? Did you play? Was it Save the World Fortnite, or did you play the Battle Royale for starting streaming?
I started. Now I guess that they have seasons. I guess season 1. I started in. Well, I guess chapter 1, like season 2, I guess.
Okay.
So it was a good 2 months before I started playing and streaming.
Basically,
At least,
feeling it.
yeah, and that was when I was on controller. And then once I got my PC, I still had the controller. I will say it, I was one of those people that plugged in the controller to play because that's how I played. But then one of the days I forgot my phone charger, which was ironically the same cord I used. So I was like, I was on a streak of streaming, so I was like, okay, day 1, learning keyboard mouse, and I haven't went back.
Yeah, I am not very hand coordinated. I mean, I've got a messed up index finger from it being broke about 2 years ago. So I can squeeze a trigger, but it locks up every time I click and stuff.
Yeah.
So keyboard and mouse has always been tricky with me. So that's kind of why I stuck with the card games with the keyboard and mouse, just because it's easier to slide cards around than it is to try doing it with controller. So.
Oh yeah.
So Fortnite, man. What games have you been streaming lately? Still Fortnite or?
No, last time I touched Fortnite was maybe about 2 months ago, and that was for like 2 days. That's it. Before that, it was 2 years after I stopped playing.
I can't remember when I stopped playing Fortnite though. To be honest, I think it was the season they brought Deadpool to the game.
When I at least with Fortnite, because I've been doing this content creation streaming for, I'm gonna say, on and off 5 years. because obviously life happens.
Yep.
Every beginning content creator or streamer knows that you either you live with someone who's paying everything for you, which, if that's the case, I'm not going to say you have it easy, but I mean, if you're not at a job for 40 to 60 hours a week, like, you got it pretty easy.
Yeah, it's kind of. I'll admit it. I know that feeling. It's kind of hard to get your streaming in when you, for instance, like you said today, you've had a 10-hour stream. I've been on a 9-hour stream. It's kind of hard to do content creation on these long days because you only got maybe 2 hours to play or do something, and then once that 2 hours is up, you gotta go to bed because you got maybe an hour into making something to eat, clean up, all that, and then by the time you get on the game, you're just like, ugh. And then that second hour hits, and you're like, all right, it's time to go to bed. And
But see, that also depends on how you look at your day.
That is true too.
And when you start work. I start work at 5 a.m.
Yep, that's about the time I go in.
Obviously Central Time, but so I got off of work at 3:30. I actually work 2 jobs. My other job is a restaurant. So I really don't cook at home. I go there after work, get food, and come back home. And then if you divvy up your 24 hours, depending on how much you sleep, like if you can't function under 8 hours, sure, set aside those 8 hours of sleep. But the people who can function under 6 hours, let's just say you do 10 hours worth of work, you get home at 4 p.m., you got 6 hours, 7 hours before you go to bed. That's enough time for a 2 or 3 hour stream, depending on what you want to do. Then either you can edit that night, or at least go for clips, and then maybe that's an hour or 2. Or you spend the 3 hours watching your whole stream. Some people do that. I just skim through it. But
I'm gonna be honest.
and then
I've never watched my own streams, to be honest. I probably should.
if you don't have a clipper, that's because when you're starting out, you gotta be the one clipping, you gotta be the one editing, unless you have friends or you know someone that edits.
Yeah, I need to learn. I need to learn how to edit. I personally do all my own clips. I've got a stream deck right here, so it has an auto button for clipping. So once I hit it, I just go, and it clips it for me. The other thing that I also do is I do have maybe 1 or 2 people that pop in from time to time that do clipping for me. So me personally, I just don't know how to do the editing part. That is the part I've been trying to invest in and learn. Everything else is usually just clips or maybe some how'd you say it? Not half-assed, but more of like beginner style editing.
Yeah, no, then that's the way how I was too, because I used to edit my own stuff too. And it really depends on the editing style you want, like whatever video. Like for let's just say a stream highlights video. It's just clips or clips or highlights from your stream. All you gotta do, you don't even gotta put some filter on it. maybe some subtitles, and that's about it.
Okay.
Maybe cut it here and there, and that's for just stream highlights, you know. And you could do a stream highlights once a week, Sunday to, let's just say, Saturday, and maybe after that stream that day, you go to where you remember the funny clip, you know, like, or the funny moment or whatever. Let's just say you were an hour into stream, so you remember, okay, I was an hour in. You go to that time, and then you watch that little bit, and you find that exact moment, clip it, download it, or just clip it, and just continue clipping it until you get all of maybe 5 or 6 clips.
Okay.
And that's, or, well, when I was doing this stream highlights, I had an editor that I would just send the whole VOD to. So I didn't have to, but I also, this is about 2 years ago now, when I was more consistent before having to step away for a break. I had someone, we called him Clip God Kira, because he was there every day clipping. And then I had my editor Joseph, and then I lost my job and we lost in contact, and he ended up started making like a faceless YouTube video and started making money off of it. So he doesn't even edit his own stuff, I don't think, anymore.
Yeah, I started a YouTube. I think I'm just under 41 subscribers right now. I need to start posting more to it, like past streams, all of that, some VODs. But I've been practically sticking to Twitch. I did just hit 50 followers on Facebook, so I can start streaming there now, which is amazing. And thank you to everyone who shared that Twitter post out there too. But I think for me, I think my biggest issue is like you were just saying, having a lot of clips and posting them. I think that is my biggest issue for exposure. Because I have a bunch of clips. My problem is just I don't know when to start posting them to hit the algorithm time. You know what I mean? Because there is there is a time where you have to hit a certain like time of the day for a certain clip where people are going to see it more. Because I've noticed that on TikTok, I did post a Call of Duty clip the other day and it hit like 1.6 thousand views. And then I posted another one just shortly after and it only hit 500 views. And then I posted one the next day, sent it around the same time the first day hit 1.6, it hit 1.3.
So then then that's just your time to post.
Okay.
Once you figure out that, okay, let's just say it's 7 a.m. 7 a.m. is the time that you hit 2,000 views. 7:10, it's only 200. Mm-hmm. Okay, 7 o'clock is when you have to post. Not 7:01, just 7. You can have it in one day. You can automate all 30 of your TikToks in one day. Have them all automated to where they post at 7 o'clock on the dot.
Okay.
That way you don't have to manually post it. You can spend one afternoon doing the little editing or subtitles, if you do subtitles, depending on the clip.
Okay.
And then it's automated. You just spent one afternoon and you have a whole month's worth of content. And you could do that for YouTube. You could do that for even post every single one of those clips. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, your Facebook. I don't personally use Instagram like as much, but I've seen people get more views on Instagram on the same video that they posted on YouTube and TikTok, or vice versa.
Yep. See, I kind of do that. I post the same video on pretty much all platforms, but sometimes it's different times of the day just to keep it fresh. And then I post like an intermediate. So, like for instance, I post intermediate on Instagram. Like I'll post something different one day, and then the next day post the video I posted on TikTok or YouTube on Instagram the next day. That way, it keeps it kind of staggered, but also a little fresh throughout the pages. Someone on Instagram could be like, "Oh, that's a nice clip," and then they'll go see it on TikTok and they go, "Oh yeah, that's the clip I just saw the other day." Oh wait, and then they'll be like, "Oh, that was yesterday," you know.
Yeah.
That way it kind of keeps that clip fresh, but it also is a staggered throughout social media. That way everyone can actually see a little clip of it or see a preview of it. Um, but yeah, I personally just like I said, I just use the clip button for mine and clip like that. Do you use a software for all your clips, or do
No,
you
I
just
just I just go into the VOD and clip clip. I don't have a stream deck or any of the fancy stuff right now. I am obviously I said I'm working 2 jobs, so I'm starting to come up with a stream schedule, and I'll be coming up with an upload schedule, because right now, since I have, I'm going to say, more time on my hands with me working this other job, because I get out with having more time in the day or in the night, I'm trying to do competitive Apex. So that is the game I've been playing almost every day. When I stream, it's mainly going to be Apex, unless I'm just doing something for fun. Not saying I don't have fun on Apex, but we all have those games where it's just like, I hate this game today.
yeah. I mean, that's my love-hate relationship with COD in one explanation right there.
Yeah.
I I'm a huge COD guy, so that's pretty much any game or anytime you see me streaming or playing, it's probably COD. But I will say, I don't know if you've ever met God Cookie in Overtake. Him and I have got to talking. He actually talked me into buying Pal World. So he's trying to get a group together so we can go do a bunch of stuff in there. And
I was already thinking about possibly buying it.
it's actually on sale right now.
I'm broke.
I can see what I can do. I can probably help you out.
I'm broke.
It's it's like $26 or something like that.
Yeah,
30
it's
bucks.
something
But
around the 20 range right now.
yeah, I can see what I can do. The other thing too is like I'll have spurts when I step away from like Call of Duty, and for instance, right now on Sundays I'm doing like campaign Sundays, and I just started that. What was it? 2 weeks ago, and I am doing the full playthrough of Gears of War 1, and I'm going to move all the way from Gears of War 1 to Gears of War 5, just in spite of Judgment coming out. But I wanted to play a campaign fully through while also doing, like, if it's, for instance, let's say it's something other than Gears of War. Trying to think of what other games have sequels. God of War, for instance. If I played the first God of War on PlayStation, I've got to play the second one and play it through. Like
Yeah.
I want to play any game trilogy or It's not really. I wouldn't necessarily call Gears of War a trilogy because there's like 6 to 7 games right now. Series is what it would be called to me.
Yeah.
I would play from one to the end and watch the full cutscenes, playthroughs till the end. I I've started doing that. I've started getting more viewers doing that, and it's kind of awesome. Um, but it's something I wanted to change up because Call of Duty to me is starting to get boring, and I think it's just because of I am not a fan of Black Ops 7, and I haven't been a fan of it since it released. And I strongly just have a distaste for the movement from the wall jumping. I am boots on ground. Now, there's only one game that I will hop on in a heartbeat if it's a wall jumping game, and that would be Titanfall. I loved Titanfall.
The only COD that I liked that whatever it's called that aspect was um thinking Advanced Warfare.
That was a good COD. I
It
will
was.
I will admit, Advanced Warfare was a really good COD, and I everyone has a lot of hate for it because it was the start of the jetpack movement, but it made jetpack movement actually kind of play worthy rather than, oh, I'm just gonna like triple jump in the air like I'm in space.
Yeah.
And I think Infinite Warfare got a lot of hate because of the jetpack movement, but in their defense, a lot of their maps were on planets from outer space. So the scenery of jetpack jumping like that with like 4 jumps in the air fit perfect within that. Laser guns fit perfect in that. Um,
Oh, 100%.
like that is a scene or a game that had a scene direction that went perfect for Call of Duty. Cause and that's for just the space stuff, like the futuristic stuff. Now, the game that did it right for what do you call it? The game that did it right for modern style for that would have been 2019 Call of Duty for anything modern warfare style.
Yeah.
Now, of course, you had Modern Warfare 4. That was a really good one, but it you were like limited to certain things. But then when they brought in Modern Warfare 2019, where you can add an extended mag, a foregrip, a flashlight, a scope, and a barrel on your gun, like you can do that in the military. You can add as much stuff as you want, and it is going to deteriorate or improve whether or not you shoot straight, shoot farther, or have a higher recoil.
Yeah.
Like that's all gonna factor. And what Call of Duty did was they took that into effect and made a very good game with it. Now the goofy skins, that's a whole different story because that's because they started following in the Fortnite roots and they fell into that trap hole.
It's a business. It's a game, but it's definitely a business. I don't want to say it's a business first, but like
Yep.
if they can make money off of it,
Then so be it.
like I'm sorry, but stick with actual COD. Like put military
They need to do
costumes in there, whatever. But
they need to do what Battlefield's doing, where they're putting Top Gun into Battlefield.
see, like you could do that, or like any of these. Take any place, not any place, but any character from any war movie or anything that has to deal with war.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, but Nicki Minaj doesn't need to be in Call of Duty.
Yeah, Agreed. Now the only cool ones that I think that could stay in Call of Duty, for instance, was Rambo. Just it's a war movie. It
Exactly.
it fit in the what was that, the 70s, 80s, which was, I do believe, Cold War was in the lower 70s,
I
and then
think
you
so.
had Die Hard, which got added in. And Die Hard is another good action movie. Now, granted, he was a cop, but still, that's still IRL, not a singer or anything like that. The other one that I thought was pretty cool for it was Alex Zedra, who's a streamer. She's a gun tuber. She was the first ever content creator to get a Call of Duty skin. Um, like Tim the Tatman, Nick Merckx, I'm iffy about those two. I mean, both of them do play Call of Duty a lot. I do believe Nick and Tim do shoot guns, so it's kind of a half and half there too. But I think I think the best route for Call of Duty to go down is just like you said, find actual war heroes and give them a spot in the game. Like for instance, uh, Marcus Luttrell, get him in the game. Put that money that they pay for the skin, put money towards a veterans fund.
Yeah, exactly.
And I love Marcus Luttrell, Lone Survivor. Um, but it would do something good for the community, and let alone it would make a game finally right about something. What So we talked about where you started streaming, which was Caffeine TV. We talked about what game you first started playing. What was the first console you started streaming from? Was that the PS4?
Yeah, the PS3, I think.
PS3?
Yeah,
Okay. What game did you start on the PS3?
that was the Fortnite.
Okay.
When I first
So
started
that
streaming.
I think that would have been PS4 then. PS4 would have been Fortnite because then it was
Yeah, yeah.
PS5. Okay, so PlayStation 4, Fortnite.
It,
That's
it's been 5 years, so.
Yep. So that's when Fortnite was actually starting to come around into the gaming and
It was
changing.
right before the World Cup for Fortnite.
Yep. Yep. So that was when Fortnite was only exclusive, I do believe, to PlayStation for a little bit, and then it was that first season, I think, that dropped that finally opened it up for everyone else. If I remember correctly, I do believe it was on PlayStation first, and then it.
Well, no, because I remember Ninja saying that he played Save the World, and He's always been PC.
That is true. That is true.
The same thing with Tifu.
So maybe it was PC, and it swapped to
I think the Save the World was strictly
strictly
PC.
PC. Yep.
And then once they made the Battle Royale version,
That's when they released it to everyone. That's
yeah.
right. That's right. Now I remember. Yeah, because when I first started watching it, I was like, "What is this game?" I tried it and I just couldn't get into it. And then
I was the first time I played. I remember partially. I died to Storm. I know that, but like I thought the Storm only dealt damage if you were outside. So I went, hit into a. It was in Weeping Woods, or I think that's what it was called. Like, and obviously, the people who know Fortnite, this is like OG. I went into one of the buildings. It was like almost like a tree hut hunter's stand, and I sat there, thinking everything was gonna be good. I mean, I died, but it took me a good week to figure out. Well, a good couple days to actually figure out what was going on. And then I did start getting good at building with the controller.
Yeah, I couldn't get that building stuff down. Once I heard they took away that for whatever season it was, the first season that they said no build was coming, I was like, oh, I'm hopping on for a little bit, and I loved it for like a season, and then it was like, I'm going back to COD. or, uh, or it was a Diablo. I think it was Diablo that I went back to.
Yeah, I was like, my brother was really good at the game too. Me and him both were good, but we were still young enough. Like, he wasn't old enough, I don't think. No, I think he was actually, but we didn't. We only had one console in the household, so it's not like we could have both asked to get a PlayStation or even a PC, because streaming back then wasn't so like
It wasn't big.
popular.
Yeah, it wasn't big yet until like, oh god, I think it was PUBG and Fortnite that really drew the aspect of streaming out of the woodwork,
Yeah,
because both of those games were going back and forth with one another, and you had people, for instance, like Ponyhoff, who I would wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning to get ready for work, and I'd turn on the TV and throw on some Ponyhoff, and that dude was always playing. He was always playing PUBG about that time in the morning, and that's one thing I do kind of miss, to be honest with you, is like the competition between those two games. Like, I miss gaming when it was competition gaming, and they actually wanted to better their game over another game.
yeah, but now it's just
It's
who has the better skin, or
Yep.
what season can be the better, like,
it's
or
pretty much washed or chalked at this point, whichever way you want to call it.
yeah.
Now, you said you started on Caffeine TV. What made you not choose Twitch at the time over Caffeine?
Because Caffeine TV was a small, like a smaller ish company, streaming company, where at that time I was actually averaging 15 to 20 viewers a stream. I grew in 6 months 1,200 followers.
Oh, damn.
And this is when I lost my job, or no, I was on medical leave and then I lost my job. And I just started streaming 6 to 10 hours a day, then do a little bit of editing, and I still have some of the OGs that come by, but granted, they all have their lives. Like, we all have lives.
Yep.
And these I'm gonna say these kids, but some of them are 18 now. Like, some of them are a junior in high school or a senior in high school, and they started watching me when they were in middle school.
Yeah, I've got a couple of those. I got a buddy who started following me, and then his kid started picking up Call of Duty, and then he followed me, and he's like always watching me, asking me what guns do I run, what's meta, what's the best move for this, what is the best strat for that, and it's kind of crazy to think about that only like 10 years ago that was me in someone else's stream asking those same questions, like, hey, what is the best meta loadout, hey, what is the best build for this gun, or hey, what is the best move around this in this campaign. And to see that come to you, it's like a full circle, and it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
It's wild.
It definitely is. Like, there's no doubt about it. When I did play COD, I took 3 years off of Apex, because obviously I first played Apex on console, and then went to strictly Fortnite and COD. I'm a sniper in all my gaming. I've been sniping in COD since I played it on. I think it came out on Xbox. I think.
Original Xbox, or are we talking Xbox 360?
One of the two. I don't remember. I know I remember playing Halo on Xbox.
Yes, Halo 1 and Halo 2 were on Xbox, and Halo 3 dropped on Xbox 360 when Xbox 360 launched.
Now, I think it was right when... Because PlayStation 3 was out for a few years before PlayStation 4 even got announced.
Yes.
Like,
PS3 was... It took them 6 years, so it's a 6-year... what do you call it? Like a 6-year run for consoles anymore. It's like 6 to 8 in that range.
yeah.
But
So once the PS3 came out, then I kind of switched over to PlayStation. I just liked how their controller was, and I liked how everything was symmetrical, I'm gonna say. And then we started playing Call of Duty on there. I was sniping. But back then, looking at it now, I don't consider that sniping. I was sniping, but sniping to me now is running around with a sniper. Back then, I was sitting in a building sniping.
that's what does everyone call it? The camper.
But see, now I run around with either a sniper and a knife or two snipers. Because, I mean, it's easier to do that on mouse and keyboard. I'm not saying people can't do it on controller. I can't. But, it's just easier to get the flicks and whatnot. I don't know how people can play on a big TV and flick people on a controller, but give you guys props.
I think it's because a lot of us, like myself, the sensitivity that, for instance, like Cookie and a couple of others within Overtake use is too slow for me. I am on max invert, or not invert, max up and down and side to side sensitivity.
When I used to play controller, I think I was at a 5 for both. Because anything more than that was just way too fast for me. And obviously the TV we were playing on was like it was huge.
Yeah, big, and
And
now
nuts.
I can say there is a big difference. So, for instance, if you are running the 5 sensitivity on a big screen TV, it is perfect for that. But when you're on like a smaller TV, kind of like what I'm on, I think my TV is a 24-inch, I do believe, that I run my gaming and streaming on. It is a lot easier for the faster sensitivity to look a lot better and have a better field of view.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Now, since I do have monitors, ever since I started playing with monitors, I can no longer play on a TV. Like, I can't. Like, it's just too big. I'm going to be sitting here.
Yep.
And even then, I can catch myself going like, I mean, at least this small box, not...
Yep,
like
I have.
breaking my neck.
See, I've got a small TV and then 2 monitors, and then the brand new Corsair Xenon Edge. It's like a 5-inch by 16 or 15-inch monitor. Like it is super small, but it's like mainly for like your Twitch chats and all that.
Yeah.
So I've got that now for all my chats, so I can read them off right down the list and whatnot. Um, but yeah, that's about. I think 24-inch is about the biggest screen I can do anymore.
I think I don't. I'd have to look at the box. I have that put away, but I got two monitors right now. I got my third monitor in my other room as like a TV with my second PC. Um, but my plan is to do a dual streaming PC setup, and I actually plan to turn this game room into part of a LAN room so I can host and stream my own LAN parties.
There you go.
So I will have three or four more monitor spots. I'm buying a whole new desk. It'll be over on this side of the room, but I'm buying a desk that's gonna be as long as the wall, and it's gonna have 3 or 4 monitors already hooked up, and people just bring their own systems. And no one does LAN parties anymore because it's just a text or call. Hey, hop online.
Yep.
You never see the, hey, let's go over to so and so's house.
No, not
Or
anymore. I mean,
it's just,
I do sometimes. I'll hit up a buddy of mine and be like, "Hey, I'll bring the console over if you want to play." And he's like, "All right, let's do it." Or
see, there's very few people who do that, but you don't. Normally, it was a group of 5 or 6.
yep. Or
You know.
or the Halo LAN tournament where they hosted it in that one kid's basement and there was 12 of them all wrapped around the basement. They brought their own TVs, their own Xboxes.
See, bringing back that type of vibe is what I want to do. Like, imagine it's 4 of us in here. 4 of us in here, and it's a 2v2 on Madden, or it's a 2v2 on COD, and I'll have my streaming PC hooked up through a capture card with every single one of their devices, and I will have foot pedals for each POV. I don't know,
So-
I just...
That name tag right there, that is a place in my hometown that actually has a LAN arena to it. I was a content creator who showed up for that. It was kind of like a TwitchCon or a StreamCon for my small town, and they would do host an event where you can go in for LAN tournaments, and then like if you were like a creator of like art or a creator of like 3D printings or like me, for instance, I was a streamer. I wore my content creation stuff, like my jersey and all that. I went in, shook people's hands, introduced myself, met them, all that. But I met a couple of guys down there that actually want to do Call of Duty tournaments and Halo and Fortnite tournaments on their LAN server. It's like $25 to enter for a day, I do believe. But all you have to do is you can bring your controller and then just plug in and then log into your account, and the game's already downloaded. So it's owned by Xfinity, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah.
They actually did a Mario Kart. What's that? The IRL Mario Kart on the Switch, where it's got the little RC car and you can build the track around everything. They actually,
I've not seen that.
They actually hosted a what do you call it? A tournament for racing those, which I thought was pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, I wish they would bring LANs back. I mean, that was fun. Some of them were pretty funny, if you ask me. You get those one guys that would get like so upset in the basement and just like storm upstairs. You just watch them leave. You're just like,
Yep.
oh, bye, buddy.
I'll see you soon.
Yeah. So, one last question, man. We got all your streaming stuff down. We never got what your name on Twitch or anything like that is.
It's LordRogue 22.
Lord Rogue 22 on Twitch.
Yep.
Oh, that's very simplistic. After this, I will be sure to drop you a follow, man. Show some support. Where else can we find you, man? Are you on Twitter, Facebook?
I am on Twitter, same LordRogue22. TikTok, I'll have to check. I think it's this. It might be LordRogue22. I don't fully know. I kind of stopped looking at my username on there. Yep, it's LordRogue22. Same thing with YouTube. It's LordRogue22. And the 22 was. I don't want. I think it was the year I fully started, like, more so taking this seriously, I guess.
Said
Because I said in 4 to 5 years, I won't have to work for anyone else. And we are coming up on that marker.
Oh yeah, I'll love to hear that, man. I think that's awesome. To be honest with you, to set a goal date and kick at it, and the fact that you put 22 down for your name as well as a memory of a day that you started and all that, that's pretty baller too. I'll have to admit, like that is something I wouldn't have thought of, to be honest with you. Like I don't think that would have crossed my mind, but now thinking about it, it's something that now I kind of wish I did, just so that way I know that hey, this is the year I started streaming, guys. This is where we're at now. This is the accomplishment. We went from this to this. So,
Yeah,
and
and like with the whole like Kai Streamer University and whatnot, like I was wanting to go, but the video I had imagined would take about 2 months
and
to
I'm
sit here and do.
I'm gonna be very. I don't know if it's just me or from what I've seen, but to be honest with you, I don't think really. I don't know how beneficial the stream. What is that?
Streamer University.
Yeah, I don't know how beneficial that would be. I mean, as you can see, the last couple of things that had happened lately with that, the controversial issues at hand, where the IRL were fighting one another, it's like, what do you gain out of this, other than a publicity of showing how disrespectful and ungrateful you are as a content creator, a streamer, and just a person in general. I think if you want to really learn streaming and really learn the ropes of content creating, I think the best bet is to find a streamer, communicate with them. For instance, I could communicate with you right now on how to make a clip or how to edit. I think the best, how should I say this? I think the best approach for this, in all honesty, is find a group of streamers that have all worked together and who have all built good reputations on streaming, good content on streaming that are still relatively small but making it,
Yeah.
and getting the opinions and the road work from them. Because yeah, you can learn a lot of stuff from these big time streamers, but what is the point of having a streamer university that is not meant for the smaller streamers, but meant for the mid streamers or the even large or some of the large streamers? I mean, there's some streamers on there who have already been set with
Exactly.
a streaming career and have already been signed to stuff. Why are they there and not, for instance, someone like you, myself, or even let's say Cookie, or let's say JG, or even Kuro?
The only reason why they should be there is to teach a class, like what Ludwig did, or Agent.
Mm-hmm.
Like Agent, I seen his clips from last year's stuff about the IRL streaming, and like I watched it, well at least parts of it because I was working too much. But these bigger creators should only really be in the teacher spot.
Agreed.
Like, yeah, okay, they're streaming, but they don't need to be a student.
Yep.
They're set for life.
And for instance, and another thing too is like, I think I would draw the line if you're over 1 point something thousand viewers. That's where I think I draw the line of who should be able to attend.
Yeah.
So, but that's just my opinion. I mean, like I said, I don't think there would be anything beneficial to learn from that unless you were um, a smaller streamer. But I think if you are a smaller streamer and you don't make it in, reach out to smaller creators who are in the 30 viewer range to the 40 viewer range. Ask them, how did they get to that point? Where where in the line do you want to start uh, making clips and stuff like that? That way you can start growing yours as well as getting help from them.
Exactly, and that's the same thing that goes to with rating on Twitch. Go for the between the 10 and 30. You can, before you fully click raid, it allows you to preview, and it shows you if they're engaging with chat. Some of them, I rated a few of them that didn't say anything. And you're only at 20 viewers. Your chat's not going that fast. Maybe it's just 20 lurkers or whatever. Whatever your case is.
Yep.
But, like with rating, I'd choose between 10 and 20. At least double what I'm doing.
Yep. Because even if you got small numbers, it's okay. I mean, you're gonna grow those numbers eventually. It takes time. But like you said, go for those numbers because you're gonna be more recognized on where you're at. The big streamers, yeah, you'll get a couple of recognitions. For instance, she's a really good friend of mine. Her name is Sweets. She's on Twitch. I rated her once. Got a huge shout out from her. And her and
I think I have too. I think I have.
her and I have actually conversed about quite a few things with Twitch and all that, and not necessarily bad things, but just improvements that need to be made, like the botting that's been going around, the bot advertisements. Get better viewers at streamboo.com. No one cares. Or for instance, her and I will talk about a lot of these content creators on the drama situation, and it's like Twitch and all that was never meant for IRL streaming. Twitch was gaming. Kick should have been gaming. Like, content creating should be gaming. It shouldn't be about me going to a mall, for instance, and just shoulder checking everyone, just being a straight incomplete dickhead.
Yeah.
Pardon my French, but being a complete dickhead to a stranger that you don't even know, and just causing a abrupt scene that's no good for anyone. Like, to me, that shouldn't even be allowed. And the fact that these streaming orgs allow it is just sad. But
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. Like, this was a year ago now, maybe a year and a half. But the whole fireworks scene with, like, even the FaZe Boys and AMP. Like, I get it that you have money, but why are you lighting fireworks in the house or destroying people's setups?
Yep.
Like, honestly, let's just say I get big, I move into a house with a couple other creators, you know, it's my house and whatever, and I bring the setup I have right now. Obviously, it'll be a little bit upgraded. But I'm sorry, but I'll be damned if someone's going to shoot a paintball at my monitor.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there might be a legit, reasonable crash out. I won't destroy your stuff, but there will be a crash out. I don't care if you have a whole nother room with everything duplicated.
Yep.
This is what I bought with the money I worked hard for when I was working 2 jobs. Like, what you just bought with the extra money you have doesn't mean jack.
Yep, exactly. But on that note, man, I think I'm gonna let you go. I know you got a tournament here pretty shortly.
As I say, I have scrims. They've been already telling me, fuck that podcast. No, we got practice. I'm like, nah.
So, all right, man, I'm gonna let you get to it. So, hope you all enjoyed the stream. Again, I'm the host, Loki or Trent, and this is my special guest, LordRogue.
It's been a pleasure.
Where can we find you again, my man?
Twitch streaming. I'll be most likely streaming Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. And that'll probably be at 4 or 5 p.m. depending on if I'm doing overtime that day. And if I'm not live by 4:30, it's been an overtime day, and I'm going to my other job to eat, and then I'll be back by 5 maybe. But I will try and start between like 4:30 and 5 CST. And that'll be Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Friday.
All right, my man. So, on that note, hope you all enjoyed this podcast, and I will catch you on the next one because we've got another guest. So, I'll talk to y'all later on the next one. Peace.